Welcome back to Borak Solutions. Today, we're diving into a cybersecurity concept that's been making waves in the tech world: zero trust architecture. It sounds a bit ominous, right? Zero trust? But what does it really mean? And why are experts calling it the future of cybersecurity? To answer that, let's start with a story. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a castle. This castle was surrounded by a giant moat, filled with alligators, piranhas, and maybe even a dragon or two. The moat was there to keep the bad guys out. Inside the castle walls, everything was safe and secure. Anyone who made it past the moat was considered a trusted friend, no questions asked. Sounds pretty secure, right? But what if one of those trusted friends wasn't so trustworthy after all? This is exactly how traditional cybersecurity worked for years. Companies would build a strong perimeter, like a firewall, around their network, assuming that everything inside was safe. But as you can probably guess, that approach has some serious flaws. In today's world, the moat and castle approach just doesn't cut it anymore. Why? Because the castle isn't as isolated as it used to be. Employees work remotely, data moves across multiple devices, and cloud services blur the lines between inside and outside. The trusted insiders might not be so trustworthy, and cyber threats can easily sneak past the perimeter defenses. Imagine if, in our story, the castle's residents started working outside the walls, carrying important documents across rickety bridges, or worse, sending carrier pigeons with sensitive information. Suddenly that moat isn't so effective anymore, and this is where zero trust architecture comes in. Instead of assuming that everything inside the network is safe, zero trust assumes the opposite: trust no one. Every user, device, and connection is considered a potential threat until proven otherwise. It's like having security checkpoints at every door inside the castle, where even the king has to show his ID to get into the throne room. In a zero trust model, the idea is simple: never trust, always verify. It doesn't matter if you're connecting from inside the network or outside, from a company laptop or your smartphone. Every request is treated with the same level of scrutiny. Let's break down the key principles that make zero trust work. Verify every access request. Before allowing access to any resource, the system verifies the user's identity, the device they're using, and their permissions. It's like checking a passport, a visa, and running a background check all at once. Least privilege access. Users are given the minimum level of access they need to do their job, nothing more. It's like only giving the castle's cook access to the kitchen, not the entire armory. Micro-segmentation. The network is divided into smaller segments, each with its own security controls. So even if a threat gets past one checkpoint, it won't easily spread to the rest of the network. It's like turning the castle into a series of mini fortresses, each with its own moat. Continuous monitoring. Zero trust isn't a set-it-and-forget-it strategy. It requires continuous monitoring of user behavior and network activity to detect and respond to threats in real time. Think of it as having guards on patrol 24/7, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. With zero trust, the focus shifts from building a strong perimeter to securing the individual elements within the network, no matter where they are. Now, why is zero trust being hailed as the future of cybersecurity? The answer lies in the ever-evolving nature of cyber threats. As attackers become more sophisticated, they're finding new ways to bypass traditional defenses. Zero trust offers a proactive approach, designed to adapt to the changing landscape by focusing on what matters most: securing your data, no matter where it's located or who's trying to access it. It's like upgrading from a simple lock on your front door to a high-tech security system that covers every window, door, and secret passageway into your home. In a world where data breaches are becoming all too common, zero trust provides the comprehensive security that organizations need to stay ahead of the bad guys. So how do you go about implementing zero trust in your organization? It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but here are some steps to get you started. Identify critical assets. Determine which data, applications, and systems are most critical to your organization. These are the crown jewels you need to protect. Establish strong identity management. Implement multi-factor authentication, MFA, and ensure that access controls are in place for every user and device. Micro-segment. Your network. Break your network into smaller segments to contain potential breaches and limit lateral movement. Monitor and analyze. Continuously monitor network activity and user behavior to detect anomalies and respond to threats in real time. Educate your team. Make sure everyone in your organization understands the importance of zero trust and how they can contribute to maintaining security. Implementing zero trust might seem like a daunting task, but the benefits far outweigh the challenges. By adopting this approach, you're not just protecting your organization from today's threats, you're preparing for the threats of tomorrow. So is zero trust the future of cybersecurity? Absolutely. In a world where the threats are constantly evolving, zero trust provides a flexible, dynamic approach to security that traditional methods simply can't match. It's not about building taller walls, it's about securing what's inside the walls, no matter where those walls are. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the world of zero trust architecture. If you have any questions or want to learn more about how to implement zero trust in your organization, drop a comment below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with all the latest from Borak Solutions. Until next time, stay secure, stay smart, and remember, trust no one, except maybe your cybersecurity team.